In 2005, you were diagnosed with Gleason 6 prostate cancer at age 55. What went through your mind when you decided against surgery or radiation, despite the advice of five medical professionals, including your wife?
That was a really difficult decision, particularly, it wasn't just the doctors I felt pressure from. My wife was really a tough one because she too was a medical professional, and uh, and if I was wrong, and she had to care for me as my health degenerated, and then I would have really felt bad. Gabe, the thing is that I watched my father overtreated for prostate cancer, overradiated, castrated, everything.
Hmm.
They took a very dignified man and just destroyed the last 6 to 8 months of his life. And it saddened me so greatly that in his death, he never said the words, don't ever have treatment. He never said those words, but I observed what happened to him, and I just didn't want to go through that. But still, 20 years ago, the state of prostate cancer was infantile. There wasn't even a term for active surveillance back then. It was watchful waiting back then. And that was not very satisfying to watch. I guess you watched and waited until you died or what. It was a bad terminology. But then after a year or two, the term active surveillance came around, and I like that term a lot better than watchful waiting. But back then, when you were diagnosed, you didn't know. You had no way to know how aggressive your cancer was. There were no tools. There wasn't a decipher. There wasn't an oncotype. There were no genomic tools and nothing to say. You didn't know whether you were going to have an aggressive cancer or not. So those first couple of years on active surveillance were really hard. But then after a few years, I said, well, it feels like I'm not going to die of this. So I began to get more comfortable with being on active surveillance.
So it was your father's experience that led you to choose active
Totally, Mike.
surveillance, and because of your Gleason.
Yeah, Gleason 6. Back then, Gleason 6 was something to be concerned about.